Hello. Today I'm going to look at how I avoid burnout. I'm Liz Zorab and this is Byther Farm. Many of you know I have an autoimmune condition and I also have SAD, which is seasonal affective disorder, which means that at this time of year, as the light levels really start getting lower and the days are shorter, or the daylight hours are shorter, I have the potential to really struggle getting through the day. And if I'm not very careful, I'll come to a grinding halt. This video is sponsored by Readly. It's a magazine subscription service. And I'll tell you a little bit more about them a bit later on. Good morning. Good morning, girls. Here we go. So the ducks live in two separate houses, and each morning I let them out. I give them fresh water, although that's supposed to be going in their bucket. What's going on here? Good morning, everybody. Quickly get the eggs before they knock them onto the floor. Good morning, good morning. There are so many jobs to do at this time of year. Not only the day-to-day care of the animals and the land, but also all the harvesting and preparing and storing away of the food that we've harvested, so that we can eat all year long. The ducks are laying enormous eggs at the moment. Some of them are double yolkers and some are triple yolkers. It's very impressive. So we've got one double yolk egg here, and I have a feeling this could be a triple yolker. Ta-da! Even on cool and rainy days like today, there are still jobs to do. So I'm just picking a few tomatoes. These plants have got blight, so I'm trying to get the tomatoes before they get caught by the blight as well. And then I can take them in and process them. And what I'm trying to do is do all these physical jobs early in the morning. So it's not quite 8 o'clock yet. I'm hoping to have got all the harvesting and sorting out jobs that I need to do outside done by about 9 o'clock. And then I go into the house, make a cup of tea, have about half an hour to myself before I start the next lot of work, and that's usually the food prep to get these raw ingredients stored away for us to use right through the rest of the year. So I came back in, I made a cuppa, I sat down for half an hour and just relaxed, and then did a bit of washing up and tidying around the kitchen. And my next job is to bottle up some homemade wine. So this is a plum wine that I started on a piece of paper that tells me that at the end of April. I racked it in the middle of August. It has now stopped fermenting, so I'm going to get it into the bottles today. And that's another lot of wine tidied up. I don't drink alcohol anymore, but Mr. J does like some homemade wine, so I'm very pleased to be making that for him. So I'll get this done, then get on with the next job. So I've got some food cooking in the oven, and while those vegetables are doing a slow roast, I thought I'd come out and get on with some weeding. And this is an area that I have much neglected this year. This is the old chicken run, and I used to come in here every day to let the chickens in and out of their shed behind me. Because we don't have the chickens anymore, I never come through this little area, and just in one season it has filled up with stinging nettles and thistles. So I'm now clearing this all before it goes to seed, so that it doesn't become a bigger problem next year. And there are just so many jobs in the garden and on a homestead to keep going with all year round. It becomes really important that I pace myself, and I take time out each day, preferably in between different jobs. And the other thing I can do is to chop and change between doing physical jobs and mental and intellectual jobs, and alternate between inside and outside. But I think by far the most important thing is that I take time to switch off and to relax at regular intervals, so I feel refreshed and ready to do the next bit of work. And that's why very often it will look like I've abandoned a job halfway through, and it's because I've stopped to go and rest before I come back and do some more of it. And that pacing, that recognising that I can't do a huge amount of work all in one go, particularly at this time of year, is what allows me to keep on going and to keep on being enthusiastic and not allow myself to get too down. And there is something hugely satisfying about pulling up stinging nettle roots. And bindweed roots. While I was inside having a cup of tea and a pause, this new cover has arrived for the duckling house. Well, it's not for the house, it's for their pen, and they're not really ducklings anymore, they're big grown ducks, but we still call this the Duckling Pen. So I'm pleased to be able to get this on. It's another task I can tick off my list of jobs done today, and I think they'll be pleased to have some dry area, and most of all I'll be pleased because it stops the rain just pouring into the house, so I don't have to clean it out every other day. I've been looking at different ways to relax, unwind and switch off in between doing jobs, and one of those is my cup of tea and have a quick look through a magazine. And Readly is it's a magazine subscription service, so you pay in the UK you pay £7.99 a month, and that gives you access to hundreds, if not maybe thousands, I don't know the exact number, but a huge number of different magazines of all different interests. So I've been looking at the gardening and some of the interior design and some of the cooking magazines recently. So you put the app on your phone, and all you need to do is, if you want to have a quick look for a magazine, you just go to the app and then you scroll to find the most recent magazine, and then you can literally just swipe through the pages and read, or you can click on them and zoom in, read all the words really easily. I found it really simple to use and a great way to have so many magazines just at my fingertips. I rather like that it's an app on the phone, because it means if I've seen a project in a magazine that I want to try out here, I can just bring my phone with me and check that I'm doing it right as I go along. So if you're interested in having a look at that, they offer a 1 month free trial. But if you use the link that I'll leave in the video description, you can get a 2 month free trial just by using that link. So if you do want the 2 month free trial, you need to make sure you've done that in the first couple of weeks of October. So if you have any other hints and tips or tricks that you use to ensure that you don't get burnt out, please leave them in the comments section below. And so wherever you are in the world and whatever you've got planned for today, I hope it's a good one. And I also hope you'll join me again next time.